All right. Are we streaming? I should have burped before we started streaming. Okay. Hey, what's up? I'm Teacher Danny. I am a creator in Meta Horizon Worlds. I am entering a contest, and that's what I want to talk to you all about. There's a contest that Meta Horizon Worlds is putting on for anyone who is eligible for the Meta Horizon Creator Program, MHCP. Anybody who's eligible for that can join this contest, and you have up until Halloween to submit your world. And you know what? I was about to pull up the rules. I pulled them up several times. Anyway, top prize $200,000. There's lots of other prizes, and let's get at it. You can come in. It's really easy to join the Meta Horizon Creator Program. You have to be 18 plus and live in one of the countries that has it, and I think there's a lot. The green screen, this is Sprite, and the can is green, and so it's like a ghost soda. Ooh. By the way, we're sponsored by Sprite. Sprite, yum. So I am entering this contest, and there's so many different things that you can do to help yourself be competitive in this contest. And even if you don't want to join the contest, this is still valuable information for anybody who wants to create a world. Well, one of the things that, you want to have in your world is objects, things that people see or, stand on, or things that might even do certain actions. Not like they'll do movements. Let's say it's not like, think about an action figure. Let's zoom in on one of my guys I got right here. See this? Oh, let's go over. These are a little more visible. All right, see my little green robot here? Yeah. I mean, if you're watching on mobile, I don't know. I'm guessing that's very tiny. I don't know how to make that any bigger. But anyway, I mean, I do, but it's like a little tedious. All right, so that robot is a 3D robot, see? Oh, hold on. It's not just a picture. And all these objects are 3D. And if you want, and they don't have to look like this. There's many very different ways objects can look. This is kind of like these are little robots that fight each other, and like in one-on-one battles, and they're going to upgrade. So look, all these objects, all these I did, and there's 3 ways to get 3D objects. Okay, so here, let me show you the old way. Okay, let's say we want to put an object right there. We would go into the public assets, and then we could look under, one of these categories. Oh, that's by creator. There's some great creators in here. This sorts them. Okay, this is how you switch it up by category. So let's say we just want some. Let's see, environment, structures, interior, lights, food. What's something? Food. Perfect. All right. So let's say you want to have a world where you have a fish and chip shop. You just come to the public assets. It looks like the person who made this is Panacea. Let me click on it to get their full name. I mean, I know their full name, but I just can't remember the number. So Panacea. I want to give this person full credit. This is adorable. Yeah, 2112 2112 Panacea. Okay, so basically, you just drag it in. I mean, I think there's probably like a button somewhere where it's like add this guy, or here I'll right click it. Yeah, see it says place, but I just drag it. Did it work? Okay, hold on. I've loaded this a while ago. What's going on? Okay. All right. Maybe we will use place then. All right. Right click, place, and there it is. It appears right before us. And there's it. That's your fish and chip shop. Oh, okay. There's the other one I ordered. And again, once you have a 3D object in here, you can move it where you want to. You can, have it face what direction you want to. You can change the size. And it doesn't just have to be like overall size. You can stretch it out. And this is not like Blender where you see somebody do something and they're like, oh, it's super easy to just do that. This is super easy to do. All those things I just did are the 3 main things that you can do with any object. So 1, you can move them. I'm using the hotkeys here. Gosh, I can't even remember how I used to go to position before. How did I used to do it before? I'm so used to the hotkeys. Like I do this a lot. So I looked up the hotkeys. All right, let's say, okay, so I'm clicking on this object. Is it position? Is that how I move it? Let's see. Okay, let's see if I can switch to rotation. Gosh, I literally do not remember how to change how you're interacting with it. But anyway, I use W, E, and R. So W is move. E is rotate. And then R, I click R. I don't have to hold R. I don't have to hold any of those buttons. I just click them. And then if you want everything to stretch out evenly, you would hold Control. Whoops. You would hold Shift. I'm glad I'm not claiming this as a tutorial. Though this would be a good tutorial, how to manipulate 3D objects. So, but I don't know. I would imagine this is like one of the first things people learn how to do. I don't think it's, like I'm saying, I don't think this is a difficult thing to do. Okay? So, maybe let's pull out this little watermelon. This time I did drag it out. I just let go, watch it pop in. And again, want to make it a little smaller, a lot smaller, let's say. That's it. Or you could, if you want exact numbers that you can plug them in here over on the right side on the properties panel. Oh gosh, I gotta remember to use a normal voice today. I listened, and I probably have been screaming into this mic for the first however many minutes this has been going, 5-10 minutes. Yesterday, it was like a banshee just launching my voice. I got to save it. All right. So that's one way to get 3D objects. And there's lots of cool 3D objects. And a lot of these objects are also have scripts and stuff in them, but that's not what we're getting into today. We're just talking about how to have objects, 3D models. We're not talking about scripting them. We're not talking how to get them moving. Oh, that's right. That's right. I wanted to show you something about bringing models in here, and then I started looking at the models I made, and I was like, I just got lost in it. But basically, you see how like this big rock guy is standing? Oh, you know what? It'd probably be easier in edit mode. So like this big rock guy, it's technically mud. That's his class. We might call it something else. I don't want to sound. I'm not trying to like be like the next Pokemon. I don't know. I think this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be my submission to the contest. But anyway, so see this like mud guy. He looks like a big action figure that you could just manipulate, but you can't. All you can do here. I'm gonna make a duplicate of him so we can mess with him. All we can do with this dude is, do the things that I just said, which is you see me moving him in certain directions. Okay, move him where I want in the world. You can rotate him around. Maybe I want him to be like facing downwards because he's going to be attacking someone, and he jumps from the ceiling. So I give him a face like this. But when it comes to animation, and of course I can make them bigger. And if for some reason you wanted to make them flat, because sometimes you do want to make your 3D objects flat for some reason. See, from here, basically, scale. Which one am I messing with? Yeah, the middle one. So like, let's make that point 0, 1. That's like pretty much as flat as it could possibly be, and yet from here it pretty much still looks the same, right? Now let's look at it from the side. Look how flat it is. Okay, but if I just undo. What? Okay, I better be careful messing around in my world. I thought I was hitting undo. I think I might have redone something. I'm going to have to do some double checks and stuff. But anyway, okay. So we can make 3D objects move. And the reason I'm talking about this is because I think it's important to know when you're importing stuff. You should have an idea of what you're capable of. You should have an idea what you're capable of when you come in here. So you can kind of like set yourself up for... because you might be like, oh, I want a guy who comes in here really like does backflips and does like these dance moves. And while some things are more possible with the NPC characters, if this is just a 3D model, this is not like a robot. It doesn't do anything. It's literally just like, well, I don't want to say physical space, but here's the thing. So his arms don't rotate or anything. His fingers don't move. Think of him like a marble statue. And if you wanted a marble statue and you had infinite strength and ability and you wanted to move, because no matter how strong you are, you cannot move the arms on a statue because it would break, right? Excuse me. But then again, you probably, I definitely couldn't break a marble statue anyway, even I couldn't even get it to break. All right. So, but you can't get this guy's arms or legs to move. So he's not going to walk. They're coming up with stuff, but I'm not versed in it, and it's pretty new. But so that's another thing to remember. So if I want this guy to attack, I think what I'm going to have him do is like when it comes time for him to attack, like maybe a laser can come out of his chest, or that's something that's not that hard to do. Or maybe he can like, here, let me see, back up a little bit. And he can just, he can just like he'll be back here. And then when it comes time to attack, he hits the person like this. Bang, boom, bang, bang, whatever, something like that. Bang, boom, bim, bim. There's the sound effects. That's something we're going to get into. That is not what I meant to click on. All right. The watermelon. So, something to keep in mind. Like, for example, this. There's probably whatever shape this is. So, every object is just a shape that's colored. And I don't want to say... Actually, it's not colored. It has an image on it. And the image is a square image, but it's stretched. And so the pattern of the image looks really, really unique when you actually like open it up in your computer. It's like, it doesn't make sense. You'll just see all these colors, but it won't look like the shape of a watermelon. But when you stretch it all over this, it gives it its colors. So those, so the reason I bring this up is if you took the texture off this, yeah, I think we can do that. If we take the texture off of it, let's see. Texture, asset, select texture. Well, let me just say this first. And you know what? I know I can do? I can get the AI to change the texture on this. Okay, so this is a shape, and those watermelon seeds, they're not like it's literally just a picture, and I hope you guys understand what I mean when I call certain things 3D, even though it's all technically like on a screen. This is still considered 3D. I'm trying to zoom in as close as I can to those watermelon seeds, but basically there's no divot there. Like if you could physically touch that thing and you rub your fingers across the watermelon seeds, it would feel exactly like the rest. It's just drawn in there. Sometimes some things will have some really intricate shapes, but here's the thing. The more bendy something is, the more edges something has, the more space it takes up in your world. and you have a limited amount of space that you can put in here. So, but the skin looks really cool on it. So here, let me do this. Let me get the AI to just take the texture off. Remove the texture from the selected mesh. Geometry underscore, is that a 0? Okay, let me find the other watermelon, just erase that so that way it's not thinking about two different watermelon. It's only, because see, it says geometry 0. That's what it came in as. That's its name, all right? Okay, so let's have it do that. And, oh gosh, it should be something over here. Load full textures before visible. I don't even know what that means. So, when you, and we're going to go over how to set these up, because when you bring them in, like I was telling you, it's not colored. It's not an object that's colored. It's an object. And then you choose which image to stretch over it. Well, when, you download these things, they give you the image that matches it, and, it's already ready. But you have to you have to upload them both. And I'm going to show you how to do that. The easy way, and I'm going to show you an app that has free options. So before you use it, because you can only do a limited amount of 3D models for free. So before you use it, be prepared. So this is, now I just started paying for it, and it's freaking awesome. Most of you probably already know it's Meshy.ai. Okay, completed response. The texture has been removed from geometry. Is there anything else I can help you with? You liar. Okay, so anyway, and so that's the simple way. It's just an image on like a flat surface. Now over here, see, these guys have more shapes, but still a lot of that is not actual, what's it called? It's not actual like indentations or something. A lot of times you think you see like lines. If you looked on his leg, that line right there wouldn't be there if it wasn't for just the color. See, look at his fist. His fist is kind of like, it's like a picture of a fist, So, but here's the thing. You're like, yes, that is not perfect, but I brought in really low resolution ones. You can get them to look so sharp, but they take up more room, a lot more room. A lot of them I literally can't even bring in. So, okay. So the one way to do it is with 3D assets here from Public Assets. Another one is to use Gen AI. Now there's the Gen AI that I was just telling you about, Meshy, but of course this right here can just, this Gen AI we got right here, Mrs. Beta. I guess that's what that stands for. All right. That was my nickname in high school. I'm just kidding. I didn't go to high school. All right. So Gen AI, I come down here and I click 3D model, and, I clicked it, and then I just write in a prompt. Now you get to choose which size. I go small. Small, it doesn't necessarily mean like the size of the object, because remember, you can make it as big as you want, literally anything. You can make anything. But the thing is, when you make things big that were kind of meant to be small, you start losing that resolution and things become fuzzier, which, happens a little on those characters I just brought in. So but I'm okay with that. Like I said, you're not in here for the graphics. We're having a contest where I could win 200,000, or actually this genre. If I win this genre, this is probably the open genre. To me, I would consider it like a role playing game. But if they don't, at least I can get in the one round that has, or the one contest that has, or one reward, excuse me. It's $150,000 for first place. A game that I'm about to get $150,000 for doesn't even have characters that can move their arms. But you don't care when you're in there because it's virtual reality and it's so immersive. And if you're on mobile, the screen is perfect for mobile because you're not holding the screen or zooming in as much with the screen. Like with VR, you could walk right up to it. But on mobile, this kind of resolution is perfect. Okay. So what are we going to use? Oh, yeah, we did 3D model. That's right. Okay, so let's bring in, what else do we want to bring? Let's go back to our watermelon. All right. Now, let's unselect it or just select whatever. Just select out there. All right. So write a prompt to generate a mesh. Okay, let's, what would go, would we want with a watermelon? Okay, let's say a whole watermelon, because like maybe we want to have like a whole let's say half a watermelon cut in half. A watermelon that is cut in half. And this is, this is free. There is no charge for this one. I mean, they want you to make things that are cool for Horizon Worlds. And so they give you this tool. It's really easy to sign up for the Meta Horizon program, Meta Horizon Creator Program. I mean, literally, like I guess I could show you or whatever, but literally just, go to, just Google it. Meta Horizon Creator Program. It will not be hard to find. Okay, so it's making them. Oh, look at that one. Look at that. That one looks sharp. Let's see what the others are. So it makes 4. It's just making images of them, though. So these are not the models, actually. These are not the models. These are images. And then if I select one, it'll turn it into a model. And I'm guessing the reason for that. Look at this one. That one came out funny, didn't it? A watermelon cut in half? That's weird. That's a weird one, but AI does that. This is the best one so far. Those are weird. Okay, so for sure this one, right? So generate a model of this. So it makes the images instead, because I'm guessing the reason is because it's a lot to make a 3D model. And it's probably a lot to make an image too, but maybe it's more for a 3D model because a 3D model is an image and an object. And we're gonna get into some technical stuff. You will learn how to bring in 3D assets. I mean, it's not like I'm teaching anybody anything right here anyway. If you just get the desktop editor and you start looking around, you're like, okay, AI, and you see what can the AI do, it'll say right there. And you click it, 3D models, and then whatever you type in there will come out. Takes a couple minutes, but that's fine. You want to jump into something else. Oh man, I wish. Let's peek at my code for my game. Protected panel width. Okay, there's something I'm trying to do. I made like a series of buttons and they're all in a row and I haven't like arranged. I don't want all the buttons. I don't want like 15 buttons in a row. I want like, different rows depending on why you need the buttons. And they're going like off of the UI because there's so many of them. So I'm making it wider so that way I think if I stretch out the size of the UI, I will see what it's at the end of it because one of the buttons is missing. But we'll get back to that. It's still generating. Okay, so cool. That gives us a chance to test it. All right. See, here's one of the battle arenas. Oh, okay, it's ready. It's ready. Oh gosh, I'll mess with that later. But are these cool? All right, so yeah, I'm gonna save the model, and it automatically puts it in your folder. So remember, before I had it set to public assets. Now it chose to go over to my assets. as opposed to the public ones. And here, I'll close our Gen AI thing for a minute. Encoding overloaded. Consider turning down video settings or use a faster encoding preset. All right. I don't know. It says, I don't know what that means. That's what my OBS, the thing that puts this onto YouTube. It transfers whatever. It transfers, me. Three things basically. The whatever's on my screen, whatever's on the camera, which is me, and whatever sound goes into this microphone, and it puts all three of those together and then sends it to YouTube, and it was totally free. OBS. Okay. So it put it in my assets, and when I go click on my asset, it has these different folders. Oh, maybe it didn't put it in my assets. Oh yeah, that's right. It's a Gen AI folder. Yeah, and it's its own. It's not under the My Assets thing. It's under, it's a Gen AI folder. Let me turn it off now. All right, it's in the Gen AI folder, and these are all the other things that I've had it make 3D objects of. Now, usually you can see them. Okay, see what's cool is the things it's made of 3D object. When it makes you a 3D object, it knows what it looks like, so it gives you a preview. When you import things, it doesn't show the preview. You would have to get a picture of that preview and then add that in separately. But anyway, but I always write good descriptions. All right, so this is all my 3D objects. And let's see, let's go back up to our watermelon. And let's bring this guy out next to him. Okay, I think I did it, and maybe it's one of those times where I don't realize where it went. Did I not bring it out? Let's try one more time. Come on, Danny. You got it, buddy. By the way, Danny is my profession. My actual name is teacher, but I'm a Danny for a living. Good God. I was a very famous comedian for many years. My name is Ben Stiller. Let's see. Make that smaller. Bring that down a little bit. See, this is a lot easier to do in VR. See, I love building in VR, This one could be a little drier of a process. Oh, wow. That kind of chaotic. I think I would want to make that a little bit bigger. And, listen, I'm not okay, let's be honest. I'm not in love with how much rind is on this watermelon. Since, but it's this is a 3D object that just popped out, and I'm sure I could get it to make a new one and give it maybe a better description, and it won't give me all those weird options, whatever. And see, and the ones that I've made previously, I still got them. So if I pull them out now, they're still ready. Look, there's a log cabin. Oh, I'm out of Sprite. And again, see, I made it small, and then I'm going to stretch it out when I use it. Oh, come on, computer. Yeah, I guess it's a lot. My computer isn't so strong. Hey, man, but I'm not trying to talk trash, computer. You have gotten me far. Okay? You've gotten me everywhere. All right. So I would not be able to do this without you. All right, so look at this cabin, right? And it looks really detailed, right? Looks good. The roof looks good. Okay, now I take it and I stretch it out, and I meant for this cabin to be used in a scary kind of environment, so it'll kind of suit it. But all right, so let's get bigger. Okay, scale. It's now at 2.3. As to, default, it starts out at 1. Anything that's spawned to the world comes out as 1. So that's not big enough. But how detailed does it look? Let's get into the... See, now we can get a little closer in there. Still looks pretty good. Yeah. I would say it looks pretty good. It doesn't look like downgraded or anything. Because, like I said, when we stretch stuff out. Now, let's see. Let's click it again. 2.3 wasn't big enough. What should we make it? Let's just make it a straight up 3. Why'd it do that? I clicked 3. 3. All right. Whoops. Okay. Now, I'll go look at it. All right. Man, maybe I should play some music. Maybe I should play my own music. I am a freestyle banjo player. No, just kidding. You would have to really be good, though. Okay, so that's not big enough, and still not big enough for what my use is. But I want to look at it up close. I don't know. Still looks pretty good, right? Let's do 4. All right. As soon as I wanted to get back to coding. Now I have an excuse to go play video games because I need to code more. I got to do more for this game, but this computer needs a break. All right. So 3, triple the size wasn't good enough. What about 4? Ooh, went a little faster that time. All right. Seems like about right? Maybe even a little bit smaller. Gosh. We'll get there, I swear. This is creating video games. Do it over and over and over again. See, go back, look at it again. This is a time where it's really good to work with a team. One guy just stays down there in mode, in what's it called? That's not what I wanted to do. In, like test mode, where they are the little avatar, where they just stay in their little avatar mode, and another person could stay in desktop and do the changes, and the person down there can give immediate feedback. Okay. Still kind of not big enough. But anyway, so we're in here. I mean, look, it's like on the walls. It's making it look like light is shining through the windows, which is kind of cool, but it's not doing it right, but that's okay. But look, it's like, like light is shining through, like creaking through holes or something. I don't know. I think that's what that is. Or are those just marks? But I mean, I think they're made to look like light. It's it's 3D. I mean, this is AI. It does what it's supposed to. So now you see the detail. We've lost a little bit of the detail. I don't know. I guess this one maybe wasn't the best example. This one stayed, even when I stretched it out, it still looks pretty good, but it takes up less space in your world. So that's important. I got that watermelon. Okay. So that's how we bring in these objects. Public assets and using the Gen AI. Now, oh man, I got to do make you run another program, my little computer. Because OBS, VS Code, desktop editor. I don't know how heavy VS Code is on your computer. I'm sure there's a way I can look it up. It's funny the things I don't know how to do. Okay, so here's the website, Meshy. Like I got my assets. These are the things that I've built. I have 1,000 credits left. I just made a whole bunch of stuff for my video game. So I really haven't been on here in a couple of days because I just like batched it. Batch batch create. Like I made multiple things. Instead of like making one robot, making the other, I just made, like 4 versions. I had like one main robot and then there's 4 like evolved, like either evolved up or evolved down. Anyway. So you see these little bots, they're all the same object. Remember I told you an object is just plain looking, but it has an image stretched over it. And these are all the same robot with different images shaped over it. Okay? And let me show you how I did this one. Okay? First thing I did is I brought it a picture. Well, let's look at some of the examples because I'm going to have to get out of here to show you that example. See, I had this egg. This is a good example. This one actually does really have some like lines and bumps in it. Okay? Now, so maybe if you don't know any like reference to these numbers, all the objects I had, all those like robots that I had in my world were 3,000 vertices. And this is 1.13 million. Okay? So, but you see this one has lots of detail. And then they add the skin on it, and the skin, or the texture. So here's the texture. Here's what it looks like with the texture. And but this one has been downgraded. See, this one we shrunk it down to 3,000 or 2,836, but they're all about 3,000. Now here, I think this is the one. Yeah, this is the original shape with the skin on it before we downgraded it. And you can just make it downgraded. And it's technically not called downgrading or anything, but when you so mine's 3,000, which to me I like. I think that's good because I want it to take up a small amount of space. Okay, this is the one that has over 1 million vertices. I don't know. Doesn't look so particularly better or anything. But like this one, I wouldn't even be able to get into Horizon Worlds. Okay. So, and then let me go back to my assets. And we'll just scroll through a bunch of the stuff I've made in here. Again, see this? I made all those robots based on this robot. So I've made a couple different 3D objects. This is the one I like the most. I tried to make it for this little character. And then I started attaching the skin. See, it has eyes there, but the regular one, it doesn't have any eyes. The eyes are just drawn. It's just image. And see, he does have some like lines in him a little bit. But I think this is also the upgraded one. Is it? Let's see. Yeah, it's kind of high. All right. So I pay. If you don't pay, you can still use it, but it won't make things down to 3,000 vertices like mine were, which mean, you want it lower because it takes up less space. It'll only produce them at 10,000 vertices. Yeah, 10,000 vertices. What's it called? All right. Yeah, here's some of those other cool ones. So, and like it doesn't if you're not paying for it, you can't like make 3 things at a time. Like I'll make something and it thinks. AI takes a while to create these things. Seconds, but still. And so you want to make something else in the meanwhile, and you want to just get this process going, but you can only do one thing at a time. But listen, it's free 3D models, and you can get something just like this. There's no reason you can't get something this good. the thing is, if you're not paying for it, you have a you only get a small amount of credits, and each object you make is like 10, 20, I think it works out to about like 20, 25 credits based on, because you want to create the object, but then you also want to create the skin on it, and that costs another 10 credits or whatever. And, but, it's free, but the thing is, what if it doesn't come out good? Sometimes that happens. Or you just want it to come out different. All right. Yeah, this is another one of my guys. I mean, I guess that's it. You know what? Let's make something, okay? Let's see. What would be... Okay, so before I make something, here's how I like to do it in Meshy. You can just type in words. Okay? Yeah, let's do it both ways. We'll start at the simplest of the simple ways. Text to 3D. Okay. Man, this is going slow. And it's funny. I know I was talking about it the other day, but it's like that's how you can tell we're living in the future. Like these amazing miracle things are happening right in front of me within seconds. And I'm like, oh my God, it's going to take 10 seconds. All right. So this is text to 3D. Text to 3D. Okay. A plate of cut up watermelon. And then it's going to, you take 10 credits. It's saying 50% off. What? They're saying that normally it costs 20 credits to do this. I don't ever remember it costing 20 credits, but whatever. Whatever they say, let's just go with it because I do not want to go against Meshy. They're great, like best websites in the world. After I get the AI stuff is really super cool. Let's forget AI for a second. The best websites in the world, canva.com. I know if you're a designer that, it might be really annoying to hear people talk about Canva because, people think they can be professional. But here's the thing. We don't always need like the most professional thing. We're making just a YouTube thumbnail or putting together a presentation. Canva has so many cool looking, professional looking options. And listen, yes, if you have a big company, and you want to come up with a logo or something, or you want to come up with, the uniform, yeah, go to a real professional designer, but you probably have a budget. But for most of us, we weren't going to pay anybody anyway. It's like, oh man. Yeah, we should do you know what? I need to learn more about audio in games because there's a website that makes songs for you. And a lot of y'all probably already know that. Suno. Okay. So it only made one asset. And let's take a look at it. I'm going to select it. It'll pop up here and we can decide if we want to add the texture to it. Okay. What? That's not what I meant. All right. Okay. I don't know. There's something about it. Looks like a cuttlefish or something. I don't know. Or maybe it's like flying. That's interesting. That symmetry, right? Doesn't it kind of look like it has wings right there? All right. I definitely want to see this one get textured. So I'm going to go ahead and pay the 10 credititos. And then it'll, right next to it. And it's going to start getting it the color. Okay. Now, while this is processing, let's talk about it. You just type in text and write whatever you want, and it makes it. Now, there's another thing you could do. Image input. You drag an image in here, it will make a 3D object out of that. And that's, well, Canva's good for that stuff too. But let's use, Gen AI. I use Gemini. I think it's really good, but the main reason I use this one is because I got Pro for free for a year through a promotion for students. The perpetual student I am. All right. So Gemini will make images for you. It does a ton of stuff. So let's say make an image of a plate of cut up watermelon, no background. And, I could have told it like, make it in a cartoony way, make it in like a Minecraft way, stylize it, make it rotten, whatever. Oh, that came out good. All right. That image is perfect, right? I just want to mess with it, and I'm sure that the meshy thing, is still going, right? Oh my God, 10% texturing. It's fine. So let's, but in my mind, I had a vision of triangles of watermelon cut up. So, let's say I want something specific for my world. Well, then, I'm going to re-input it. Change it to be just triangle shaped pieces. I mean, that probably wasn't the best prompt to give it. Now, here's the thing with images that I've had this pattern happen. I don't use it a ton, but, when I use images, see, it gave me literally the exact same image. Look at this image. Look at this little one right here that's on top of the triangle one. The triangle one has this and this, right? Just remember that square? Exactly the same. These two seeds, I remember those from the top ones. Exactly the same. Sometimes it does this stuff when you try to make a plate of 5 large slices of watermelon. I mean, what else? You know what? Let's use the heck out of this thing, right? Here's where I really get impressed with AI. Talking to it is usually really, really effective. Okay. Help me make a prompt The prompt is to get a Gen AI to make an image. Ask me questions to see what I want, and then use my answers to make the prompt. So I'm asking it how to ask it a question. It's really good at this stuff. Look how weird what I just wrote was. And yet it's probably going to get it. Okay? So what's the main subject of your image? I'll just write 1 because it put 1 there. So I'll write 1. What's the main subject of your image? A plate of watermelon slices. Okay, and then I'm going to push Shift and Enter to go to the next line, because if I hit Enter, it'll submit it. Okay, what's the overall style you're aiming for? Photographic. I want it to look real. Photographic, real. Okay. Let's see. It'll give me a prompt. And you know what I might have to do? I might have to start a new chat and then start to use it in there. Okay. Watermelon slices. Now let's get some more detail on what kind of plate it is on. Okay. Plain white plate. Okay, I'm liking this. I'm liking that it's asking these kind of questions. Are the watermelon slices whole, or are they cut into specific shapes? They are triangles. Are there any other elements you'd like to include on the plate? Mint, leaves, a fork, glass? No other elements. Man, this. I keep hearing about like jobs about. How do you get a job as a prompt engineer? Do you have to already be like an engineer? You have to be like a CS guy, and then because I have not seen any jobs for that. I mean, I guess I don't really look for jobs. I mean, I'm a teacher, so that's it's my job. All right. Excellent. We're building a clear picture. So far we have blah, blah, blah. Okay, refine it further. Okay, hopefully this is the end of it. How is the lighting good lighting? Not that important to me. Okay, what's the overall mood of the feeling? Fresh and refreshing, yeah. Yummy treat. Yeah, yummy treat. That's the overall mood that we're going for. And I know that's a terrible answer. That's not a mood or a feeling, yummy treat. But I think you get what I mean. I think you get the feeling in yummy treat. Do you have any preferences for the angle or composition? Overhead shot, close up, slightly elevated. Slightly elevated. I would have never even thought. It gave me options. I would have never thought to say slightly elevated. All right. If it gives me any more questions, I'm going to say no more questions. Hopefully it just gives me the prompt this time. Come on, prompt. You can do it. This is fantastic. A yummy treat. Based on your answers, here's a detailed prompt that I've crafted you. A photographic real image of a plain white plate filled with perfectly cut, bright red, triangle-shaped watermelon slices presented on a minimalist background. Okay. So let's make a new chat. Make an image based on this description. Okay, I copied it from the last one, so I'm going to paste it. And I'm going to put my money on this coming out great. Okay, let's see how far we are in the meshy. 94%. Okay, so we're almost there for our... Oh, it does kind of look cool. In our manta ray covered in sesame seeds. Like, what a weird... Okay, let's look closer at it before we go back to the image one. Because I'm just kind of... Yeah, see vertices, 277,000. Because this was a more of a simple one, you know. Not too many lines. But again, these are not separate pieces. These are not, you know, you can't take them off the plate. I don't know. I do not like that. That is creeping me out. Right? It's got like a fish vibe, right? Like a... I don't know. That one's weird. All right, let's go down to image input. Okay, where we can drop an image. Let's go to Google, see if it gave us our... Put the... Change the image to have only 5 slices and leave the rind... How do you spell it? Rind... Oh no. Let's see. Maybe if I spell it like this, it'll know what I'm talking about. Rind. The green edge part. Yeah, so what I was going to say is, you know, I can make image after image after image on here, and they'll all come out cool. Okay, now we're talking. Okay, second try. Let's just try one more thing. If not, we can always use this picture. Let's just try one more thing. I want them like stacked next to each other. Change the image and make the slices stacked. Like stacked on one side. You know? All right. Okay. I wanted it stacked to where like you put it and there's like one next on top of each other, kind of like fallen dominoes. So we're gonna use this one up here. I am going to ask it to do that, but we're not gonna sit here and wait for the picture, okay? Make them okay. Change the image and make them stacked horizontally like fallen dominoes. Okay. All right. So let's use the image. We don't have to wait for that one. Okay, so I download the image. And how's the image come out? It comes out as a PNG. Okay, good. That's the file we want to. Oh, let's look real quick. No, there we go. That's good. But it's all right. We're going to use the image I got. Okay. So I just need to click off that. I just don't even want to look at that anymore. All right. So let's see. Let's go to click on model. I'm going to click on image to 3D. We're going to take that image I just got. We could click on there and like go through the files, but I like doing it like this. There's the image. Not going to give it any prompts. Not going to tell it anything. Generate. So it's going to make one at the top, so we will have to look at the creepy fish watermelon for a second. I literally just want to erase this. Yeah. Sorry, we're throwing this baby out with the bathwater. Oof. Okay. I mean, I guess we could download something. I should show you how to get from Meshy to your computer. There's something very specific about it. You know what? I do need to make a tutorial specifically for that, a recorded one where I am prepped ahead of time and I have all my ducks in a row and I can just smoothly explain the entire process. And it's literally, it'll be less than a 5-minute video. Less than a 5-minute video. Literally, you will be taking longer waiting for the generation than you will be actually having to do the stuff. You just have to do it the exact right way, but it's an easy and exact right way. You know? It's kind of like, your doorknob. You have to turn it for it to work. There's no like switch. There's no combo up, down, left, right. It's only, the clockwise turn or counterclockwise, whatever. It's only turning. All right, here we go. And we'll have it throw on the texture real quick. And then, maybe we'll start downloading something else. Okay, so while this texturing, because apparently it takes a long time to texture. I didn't realize that. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we have all these objects. See, it's working. It's working on that. So we'll just go to my assets again. These are all my assets here on the right. It's just that, it's only a tiny part of the screen. This way you get the whole screen for it. Yeah, see, those are all those guys I made, and I'd made them, and then they, I downgraded them because the big ones, had like 1.2 million faces, and like if one has like 6,000 or 7,000 faces, that's like 1% of your. Oh, this is all I've. You know what? I think I was always using an old account, and then this one. Yeah, this is the account I'm actually paying for. Because, I wouldn't, make emails just to use Meshy, but I have multiple emails. Oh, me, I have multiple emails. And I would sign up for Meshy and, get what I can get. Because I had to do what I had to do. Now, actually, I can rationalize spending money now. I was like, I don't want to be spending money till there's some money coming in. I mean, it's not rolling in, but it's, it's meshy money. All right. So I take one of these guys. Let's see. Oh, man. I'd rather do something we didn't already do, but all right. Okay. So this one has 3,000 vertices. Okay. So this is the one that we want. We're on the object, See, we could click this object, but I'm pretty sure that one has 1.8 million. Okay. So let's click on and that's what it looks like. Here, look at this while it's up. Just keep looking at it. I'm going to click to change it and see how much of a difference you notice between the 1.8 million and the 3,000. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, it's a bit diet. It's a bit, but not like a million less for sure. Okay. So I have the object. It's the correct one I want. I already, now I'm just going to download it. And I'm going to choose FBX. You're always going to pick FBX. I'm not going to mess with anything else. I don't resize it or anything. Okay, I'm going to download it. Downloads quick, Downloads it as a zip. Now look this is very specific, and this is what I'm going to make the tutorial on. And I'll probably add some more steps that I do in there. But look. So I go to the zip file that I just made. Okay? It's just my stuff downloaded, goes straight into my downloads. So I select it. While I have it selected, see, it has that zipper on it. So I need to unzip it. And you do that you go up here and click Extract All. See, that's only that button is only there when you're on a compressed file. See, if I go to this image down here, it's not there anymore. But if I go back up here, it gives me the option Extract All. I'm going to do it. And just click through it. Yes, blah, blah, blah. And then it's going to make a folder with the exact same name, but it won't have the zipper on it. Beep, 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 beep. All right. Where's downloads? Okay, here it is. All right, so these... Oh, is a folder in a folder? Okay. These are the files that it gives you when you download. All of them are PNGs except for this last one, which is a 3D object. Remember, it asked us what option, and we said we wanted it to be FBX. But again, that'll be part of the tutorial. Okay, so here's what you have to do. This is very specific. And the reason I want you to know this now is I just want you to see how particular things are in Horizon Worlds. Things are not that hard. You just have to know how to do them. And the community will show you how to do them. Someone showed me this, Okay, so I click the name. I'm going to name it material.001.fbx. Okay. That's what you have to name it every time. Okay, I know somebody's watching this right now and is like, oh my God, Teacher Danny, you didn't realize that you can label it a different way. I don't know. This is the only way that works for me. I try to change just one digit of the number. Anyway, so the 3D object is material with an uppercase M. Has to be exactly like that, 0.001.fbx. Then it's the texture that doesn't have anything after it. So see this, there's these 5 files. They're PNG files, which are images, and we're going to call them textures. Because when I told you we put an image around, stretch it around the object, at that point it's a texture. Okay. So see, this says texture, and then this one says, it's a big number. Texture metallic, blah blah blah. I don't know, rough, normal, whatever. But the one that doesn't have anything behind it, texture. And to be honest with you, I don't even know how to, anyway. All right, so for that, you would name it almost the exact same thing. You would start out with material.001, then you would do an underscore uppercase BR, and then hit enter. Okay. I don't know why I have to put FBX on this one, but for whatever reason I do. Okay, so I have to remember where that file is, okay, where those 2 files are. I'm going to go to my public assets. Let Let's see real quick how the watermelon. Watermelon came out great. Let's download that while we're here. Oh, no. I gotta downgrade it. So this is the way I do it. Remesh. I probably could have done this in the first place, just made it in the first place at 3,000. But anyway, it costs 0 credit, so it's like not even got to worry about it. But see, it's at vertices is 141,000, and we're going to change it to be 3,000. But that we skipped around. Okay, let's get back to our desktop editor so we can download that egg that we just had. Okay. All right. So public assets. Oh yeah, go to my assets and then I'm going to click add new. Okay, so I'll go to my assets where I have all these stuff. I click add new and I'm going to say 3D model. Oh, come on, dude. Where is it? Can we go now? All right. 3D model. There's all these things that we could be bringing in. Pictures and text and music and, you know, sound effects, whatever. But we're bringing in a 3D model. It wants to know, I don't know, it says stuff. I don't read everything. All right. Yeah, see, it says the maximum file size is 50. You know, it has to have one FBX format and one texture file in a PNG format, blah, 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 blah. Here's documentation. It can, like, click on that and, you know, the link will come up to the documentation. You can learn about it. Offset pivots. I have no idea what any of that means, blah, blah, blah. This is all only thing I do. I click, choose files. I go to where those files are. So they were downloads. They were in that folder that had a folder. And I'm going to click that object and I hold control. You probably know how to do this. And you click that one. So the two that I named material.001, I'm bringing those two in. And then I just click import. And it's going to import it to wherever. You know what? I should have been in a different folder. I think it's going to automatically. Maybe. Yep. See, so it's processing in here. Okay. Now I see it says .fbx. I might have messed something up, but because it should have just said material.001. So, but you see it, and it doesn't take that long for it to process. You know, less than a minute. And if it works, if there's no problem, then it'll be great. But it'll like turn yellow or red. How did those become the default, like something's bad or there's a warning colors, you know? I mean, yellow I can see how it like stands out in certain places for like, you know, technical reasons, but it's like universal. And I'm not complaining. I mean, it's just interesting how it works. It's, you know, you automatically know red is stop or red is wrong, you know? And of course there's exceptions. You know, sometimes red just means like it's on, like a light is on. Success. Okay, so that's it. It worked. Now what I do is I'm already in where the folder is. You know, I'm already at the object. I click the object. Its name is up here, material. And I'm going to, and see, I don't have a picture of the image because I brought it in. I would have to also bring an image. You know what? Let's do that too. Anyway, let's change the name of this to plate of watermelon. And enter. And so now it's always going to say plate of watermelon. And if I just bring it out. Oh, that's right. It wasn't the plate of watermelon. The plate of watermelon. Okay, it was the egg, but whatever. We name it whatever we name it. Okay, I'm gonna erase this because I already have it in my inventory. But whatever you want, you know. And that's what we downloaded this egg from Meshy. We changed its name, and then we clicked add new. That's really it. You know. It's amazing. We're just go on this website and say, make an egg, make this thing. My God. All right. So we don't need to go through all the steps one more time. And we don't need to go over how to make a thumbnail for it. But I definitely do want to erase this. Because, you know, it's kind of like out of place here. Okay. Remove. All right. So if anybody has any questions, hit me up on my Instagram at Teacher Danny, and I'm happy to help you all learn. I'm happy to help you win this contest. I'm not scared of competition. There's room. And also, I'm a beast, and I'm gonna come with it. So let's see. Teacher Danny out.